OneFootball allows you to stay on top of latest transfer information and team news with personalised content. Gain access to football news, schedules and results in over 100 leagues to track your favourite clubs and track live play performance scores and stats in unrivaled detail during match days. Also gain a front row seat to matchday action and videos from your favourite teams, so access everything football by downloading the OneFootball app now for free on the App Store or Google Play. Hello FPL managers, today we've got part 2 of the promoted teams analysis where we take a more in-depth look at the Norwich squad. In today's video we take a look at 10 Norwich players which could be worthwhile considering for an FPL asset for the new season and review how they got on in the EFL 2020-21 season. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and also click the join button down below if you guys want to become a channel member to access behind the scenes content, get a personalised shout out when you become a member, and also access badges and super stickers when we live stream. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So first of all, starting off with the Norwich goalkeepers, beginning with Tim Krul. Krul is coming in at £4.5 million and is one of the cheaper keepers in FPL. He did play 36 matches across the 2020-21 EFL season, and Norwich did record the 4th highest amount of clean sheets where they got 18. Norwich's defence was fairly solid as they only considered 0.78 goals per match, which is fairly decent, so if you do back in that Norwich defence to pick up some clean sheets, then Krul could be a good budget goalkeeper. Moving on to Krul's goalkeeper counterpart is McGovern. He is coming at the minimum price of £4 million, and he could be a good £4 million backup sub-keeper, as he did play 10 matches in the EFL season last year. This is actually a fairly high amount of games, and he played the second highest amount of games for a £4 million keeper, only behind Ben Foster. So I think if you are looking for a differential £4 million goalkeeper to the likes of Ben Foster, then McGovern could be the go. And moving on to the Norwich defenders, starting off with Max Aarons. Aarons is coming in at £4.5 million and does seem to be the most tempting option in that Norwich defence. He played 45 championship matches last season, which is very impressive, as he returned himself 2 goals and 2 assists as well as his 18 clean sheets. This is obviously a very impressive performance, as his attacking output was highlighted by his 0.6 shots per game and 1.4 key passes per game, which is very high for a right back. Moving on to Grant Hanley, he played 42 matches in the EFL last season and is coming in at £4.5 million. He got himself 1 goal and 0 assists across last year's campaign, and was also fairly solid with an average of 0.6 shots per game, which is the same as Max Aarons. He does seem to be another fairly good value option in the Norwich defence at £4.5 million. As for a defender, he is registering quite a few shots per game, which does provide promise for attacking returns. Also, Hanley will be expected to have a lower ownership than the likes of Max Aarons, so if you are looking for a differential option, then he could be the go. Moving on to Sorensen, he is the third Norwich £4.5 million defender and played 32 matches in the EFL last season for a very impressive 1 goal and 1 assist. Behind Max Aarons, he had the second highest attacking output for Norwich FC last season, so I think as well he could be a very good option at £4.5 million if you are looking for a differential punt at that minimum price for defenders. Now moving on to the Norwich midfielders, starting off with Kenny McLean. McLean is coming in at £5 million and does seem to be a fairly low price midfielder for Norwich, which is fairly good value as he got himself 2 goals and 6 assists across his 38 EFL matches. McLean averaged 1.1 shots per game, which is very impressive, as he is getting plenty of chances to get those attacking returns, which is exactly what you want to see, and also averages 0.5 key passes per game, which is fairly decent as well. Obviously 2 goals and 6 assists isn't the largest attacking returns across 38 matches, but if you are looking for a fairly cheap midfielder, then maybe McLean could be a good option. Moving on to the second Norwich midfielder, it is Todd Cantwell. He does seem to be the pick of the midfielders for Norwich, coming in at £5.5 million, as across his 33 EFL matches he got himself a very impressive 6 goals and 6 assists. Cantwell does seem to occupy a more attacking role in that Norwich midfield, as he averaged a very impressive 2 shots per game and also 1.6 key passes per game. This is the highest for any Norwich midfielder, which does make him a very tempting option in the middle of the park, as he could be a very good differential option. I think since he is averaging such a high amount of shots per game and a decent amount of key passes per game, supplying Team Pukki with plenty of chances, he could be a fairly good option coming into the new FPL season. And taking a look at the third and final Norwich midfielder, it is Gilmore, who's coming in at £4.5 million. He has just come from a season at Chelsea and is yet to play for Norwich, but he should get some starting minutes as Chelsea players do tend to start in the promoted teams, as we did see last season with the likes of Gallagher at West Brom, so maybe Gilmore could be a good option if he gets some minutes at that fairly low price of £4.5 million. And now taking a look at the Norwich forwards, starting off with Teemu Pukki. Pukki does seem to be the pick of all the Norwich players this season, as he is coming in at £6 million. He could be a good cheaper alternative to the likes of 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙩𝙖𝙗𝙠, as across his 41 EFL matches he got himself a whopping 26 goals and 4 assists. Not only did he score 26 goals, but he is averaging 3.3 shots per game and 1.3 key passes per game, which is very high for a forward, as he is getting plenty of chances for Norwich as he is their main attacking threat. Obviously, early on in this season, Norwich don't have the best fixtures, but if you are looking for a differential option compared to the likes of 𝙁𝙖𝙣𝙩𝙖𝙗𝙠, then Pukki could be the man, as he is getting so many chances to score per game, and you would expect him to get a couple of early returns in the new season. And now moving on to Teemu Pukki's strike partner in Jordan Hugill. Hugill is coming in at £5.5 million and is £500,000 cheaper than Teemu Pukki, but despite playing 31 matches in the last EFL season, he only started 7 times. He does seem to be that super sub option for Norwich, so for that reason he probably isn't the best value option up top, as I would expect the £5 million price tag to be more realistic for him. Regardless, he did get himself 4 goals across his 7 starts, which is fairly impressive, as he did average 0.8 shots per game. Despite this, he only averaged 0.2 key passes per game, so he isn't really creating that many chances for his Norwich teammates, so for that reason, if you were to go for a Norwich forward, then I would go for Teemu Pukki. So that's all we've got for today for part 2 of the promoted teams analysis for Norwich. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and also click the join button down below if you guys want to become a channel member to access behind the scenes content and badges when we live stream. Also leave a comment if you guys are going to bring in any Norwich players for the new FPL season. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.